In this video, we're going to cover a quick way to clean up your lumbopelvic flexion, or as some call it, flexibility or the range of motion when it comes to touching your toes. So what that looks like here is if I face away from the camera, as I bend forward from my hips, see how far I can get down to my toes. Now, ideally, we should be able to get down to our toes in that position that would be considered normal, healthy human motion. For a lot of people, they run into a block because they feel a tremendous amount of tightness that may come from the hamstrings, maybe up into the hips and the low back. There's a big distinction here we want to make between what might be considered true muscle shortness, or there might be actually a neurological glitch happening with this range of motion. And we can clean this up pretty quick if it is in fact just a neurological glitch that's occurring with the pattern of bending forward to touch your toes. How we're going to do that is you can grab yourself a yoga block or something that's relatively dense and place that between your knees like so. So the drill becomes, as I bend forward towards my toes, once I hit that wall, I'm going to squeeze the block with my knees and see if I can go a little further. Once I run into another wall, feel like I get a little stuck because of tightness, I'll squeeze the block again and see if I can't go a little further, and then come back up. And you will simply repeat this, squeeze the block, until you're able to touch your toes. Now, depending on where you're feeling the majority of your tightness, if say you're feeling a lot of the tightness in the calf, we can stand on an elevated surface. Here I have a 25-pound plate. You can use a 2x4, or you can use something that's probably about 2 inches in height. If you have that around the house or at the gym, prop your toes up on that elevated surface. The heels are going to stay on the floor. You're going to again place the block or whatever you're using between the knees and perform the same drill again. So here we're going to bend forward, trying to maintain good posture through our back, not letting the knees bend, keeping them extended. Once we get to that wall, again, squeeze the block, going further, squeeze the block until we get to the toes. Now, you'll repeat that until you're able to get down to touching your toes. If, say, you feel more of the tightness coming into the hamstring up in the low back area, we're going to perform the opposite. Rather than our toes being elevated, our heels are going to be elevated and the toes will be on the floor. Block will go back between the knees, and we'll repeat. Bend forward, get to that point where you're feeling restriction or you're hitting that wall, squeeze the block with your knees, see how much further you can go. If you need to squeeze the block again to enable you to get down to the toes, up, and then back down. Now you might find you'll need to perform this anywhere between 4, 5, upwards of 10 times. It just kind of depends upon how quickly your range of motion cleans up. Now, if this was a true muscle shortness issue, most of the people I give this drill to wouldn't be able to come in and say this is as far as they could get previously. They wouldn't have major changes in their range of motion when it comes to the ability to touch their toes. So give this drill a go. If you're having issues with it, feel free to contact our office. We'd be able to get you in, screen you, see if there's any underlying problems. But if you're able to implement this and see the change in your range of motion, I guarantee that you'll notice a difference in how you move, how you feel, not only when you're in the gym, but just day to day and also in sport. So thanks for listening, and hit us up with any questions you have.